No Man's Sky's universe here on Cobra TV.
Over there, in the distance, is the center of the galaxy. That's where we're all trying to get to.
Thank you guys for coming back. This episode is aimed toward a lot of people that are commenting on my channel just recently, and this happens every so often, are people that are confused about No Man's Sky's galaxy/universe. And after we go over some information, we're going to question, why would it matter? First of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. No Man's Sky is a universe. It is a universe with multiple galaxies. When you start on No Man's Sky, you will start on your own planet and your own star system, but in the same galaxy as everybody else.
You start at the outside edge of the galaxy. For a lot of people, the simplest way to describe the game, they will be trying to make a journey to the center of the galaxy.
And your goal is to get to the center of that galaxy. Well, how do the other galaxies come into play? Sean Murray's not ready to answer that yet.
But it is the mystery and the glowing areas, that's towards the center of the galaxy. So you can't leave that galaxy, so why call it a universe then?
Well, let's not spoil things for people. You start out in a same galaxy as everyone else.
Okay.
When you begin, but we've said before, there's more than one galaxy.
How do you know that journey is the center of the galaxy and not center of the universe? Sean Murray has stated several times that the core to the game is to get to the center of the galaxy. He's only made that mistake a few times by saying center of the universe. And when you're nervous on stage and you're being interviewed, I can see how that mistake could actually happen. But in the beginning of the Game Informer January 2015 issue, where they interviewed Sean Murray, it starts off the galactic map. The first time you start up No Man's Sky, there is no story or narration. There is no tutorial. Instead, there's a widely abstract sequence inspired by the ending of the movie 2001 A Space Odyssey. The very first time, we just want the feeling like you warp in and see trippy visuals as the galaxy forms around you, says Hello Games managing director and co-founder Sean Murray. We will have the planet just kind of start with polygons and form and come up. It's not going to be like the start of Battlefield or anything like that. You're not going to get your nickname at the start or have to cut out your way of a ship. You begin at a random spot on the millions of planets on the edge of No Man's Sky's procedurally generated galaxy. It goes on to say, the tap of a button brings up a map of the complete galaxy. The most zoomed out view of the galaxy looks like a sphere that has been crushed down slightly by invisible hands on the top and bottom. Your location is shown as a tiny dot on the edge, and an imposing black hole rests at the center. Venturing here is the unstated goal of the game. We can read that one more time. The tap of the button brings up a map of the complete galaxy. The most zoomed out view of the galaxy looks like a sphere that has been crushed down slightly by invisible hands on the top and bottom. Your location is shown as a tiny dot on the edge, and an imposing black hole rests in the center. Venturing here is the unstated goal of the game. The center of the galaxy. Back when I first started covering this game, NoManSky.com used to say an infinite procedurally generated universe. They have since changed it to an infinite procedurally generated galaxy. So when my question was asked in the Game Informer podcast, this is what they had to say.
Starting out, Cobra TV is asking, because there's been, the way you guys have worded it has kind of bounced back and forth. And so he's looking for a simple clarification. Is this a universe that you're building for your game, or is it just one galaxy?
It's a universe.
Why do you make that distinction?
It's actually Alex, who works here, who changed the text for some reason on our website to say an infinite galaxy rather than infinite universe. I don't really know why he did that, but it caused some sort of like vague controversy. But it's a universe. People don't seem to know the difference. We have joked that since people picked up on that we were going to every week just make it a little bit smaller. You know, so like next week we'd just say solar system. The week after it'd be like planet, and then like small house.
This next part is speculation based on some of the things that Sean Murray has said. But personally, I believe that it wasn't Alex that changed it. I think that it was an element of surprise that they wanted you and I to feel. And I believe that element of surprise lies at the center of the galaxy. The end of the Game Informer magazine reads, if you decide that your journey to the center of the galaxy is for you, you can expect it to last quite a while. Even if you're trying to move quickly, the current estimate is 40 to 100 hours, with the lower end accounting for players who min-max and only go toward the center in the most efficient way possible. And at the very end, as to what's at the center of the galaxy, Hello Games plans to keep it a secret and let players discover it themselves. In my ideal world, they will make the journey and see what's there, and they will realize that the game doesn't end at that point. Murray says, in some ways, it's like a beginning. So looking at, they changed it from universe to galaxy on their website, and then saying when you get to the center of the galaxy, that it's like a beginning. I believe accompanied with something else, something cool that happens. But I believe, out of speculation, that that is where we're going to come across the other galaxies. In some way, shape, or form, whether it be a sci-fi black hole that sucks you into another galaxy, or whether it be the Atlas that's there, that teleports you to another galaxy. Who knows? But at the end of the day, No Man's Sky is a universe with multiple galaxies, and the core of the game is to get to the center of that galaxy that we start in, which is 40 to 100 hours away. I can't imagine that the center of an entire universe of 18 quintillion planets would only be 40 to 100 hours away in a game that is almost infinite. And why does it all matter in their first place? If there's more than 18 quintillion planets in No Man's Sky, why would it matter if it's one big galaxy or a universe? And I'd like to think of that as, well, for one, we don't know how many planets are in one galaxy. Number two, we don't know why Hello Games decided to make a universe with multiple galaxies rather than just one galaxy. So there must be a reason why. And when we get to the center of the galaxy, as Sean Murray said, it'll be like a new beginning. So the fact that there are more than one galaxy in No Man's Sky tells me that there's a reason. And that's good enough for me. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys at the center of the galaxy. Until next time.